I've always loved video games. Since I was a kid, I've been glued to a screen, controller in hand, conquering digital worlds. Becoming a game developer? That always felt like a distant dream. Then, one day, I decided to stop dreaming and start doing. Little did I know the journey wouldn't be all high scores and power-ups. It started with excitement. I dove headfirst into learning code, devouring tutorials like they were power pellets in Pac-Man. The initial thrill was intoxicating. I felt like I was unlocking secret levels in my brain, but that honeymoon phase was fleeting. The learning curve was steep. I hit walls, got stuck in development dungeons, and spent countless hours debugging code that looked like gibberish to my untrained eyes. It was frustrating, demoralizing even. There were times when I wanted to chuck my keyboard out the window and go back to the simple joy of just playing games, not making them. But something kept me going. Maybe it was stubbornness, maybe a touch of insanity. Whatever it was, I was determined to make my mark on the gaming world, even if it was just a tiny pixel in a vast universe. My first real project was a simple mobile game called Orby Game. Imagine a cute little orb navigating a maze, collecting coins, and dodging obstacles. Simple, right? Wrong. Orby Game was my baptism by fire, a crash course in the harsh realities of game development. The game was riddled with bugs. Orby would phase through walls, the physics were wonky, and the controls were about as responsive as a sleepy sloth. It was a disaster. I released it anyway, a decision fueled by equal parts naivety and desperation to get something, anything, out into the world. The response? Crickets. A few downloads trickled in from friends and family, obligated to show their support. But the general public? They weren't impressed. And who could blame them? Orby Game was a buggy mess. It was a bitter pill to swallow, seeing my creation, something I'd poured hours into, being met with indifference. But amidst the disappointment, a valuable lesson emerged. Failure is feedback. Orby Game wasn't a failure, it was a stepping stone. It taught me the importance of playtesting, of polishing your work, and of not being afraid to scrap something and start over. Every game developer has their war stories, tales of technical difficulties that would make even the most seasoned programmer tear their hair out. Mine involved a Wi-Fi outage, a rapidly approaching deadline, and a desperate dash for caffeine. I was putting the finishing touches on a game demo when the internet decided to take a vacation. No warning, no explanation, just silence. My connection dropped, and with it, my access to crucial online tools and resources. Panic set in. The demo was due to be sent out that night. I did what any rational person on the verge of a meltdown would do. I packed up my laptop and made a beeline for the nearest coffee shop. Armed with a venti latte and a prayer, I managed to snag a table with a decent Wi-Fi signal and frantically finished the demo just minutes before the deadline. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. That experience taught me the importance of adaptability, of having backup plans, and of always having a reliable source of caffeine within arm's reach. Section 4. The long grind of leveling up. The path of game development is paved with bugs, crashes, and moments of self-doubt. It's a constant cycle of learning, iterating, and pushing through those moments when you just want to rage quit and go play someone else's game. But it's also incredibly rewarding. Every line of code you write, every bug you squash, every feature you implement is a victory. You're creating something from nothing, building worlds and experiences that others can enjoy. It's a powerful feeling. The key is persistence. It's about embracing the challenges, learning from your mistakes, and never giving up on your vision, no matter how ambitious it may seem. Just like in a video game, every obstacle you overcome, every failure you learn from, levels you up as a developer. So if you're dreaming of making games, don't let the fear of failure hold you back. Embrace the journey, even the bumpy parts, because the satisfaction of creating something truly special is a reward worth fighting for. Section 5. Retry Striker, made by human hands. I promise. So, what's next? I'm working on a new project. A fast-paced action platformer called Retry Striker. It's got everything a gamer could want: grappling hooks, laser swords, explosions, and a healthy dose of humor. And before you ask, no, this one isn't being made by AI. It's 100% human crafted with all the blood, sweat, and caffeine-fueled passion I can muster. Stay tuned.